Welcome back, guys. This is Tough Choice. I am your host, Kazeem Rahman, on the hot seat today. You saw the title. It's me. All right, it's one of our deep dive episodes. What we're going to do, we're going to go through some would you rather questions, and we're going to go through some what would you do. Guys, you know how we do it here. We don't really waste any time. The game is Tough Choice. You have to pick between the two choices. You must explain yourself. You get one pass, you get one pause, and let us start the program.
Let it begin! Let it begin!
Would you rather use sandpaper as toilet paper or get an unstoppable nosebleed whenever you get on a plane? This is harder only if you travel. And I do some traveling. As you guys already know, I'm a stand-up comedian. So occasionally I don't travel a lot, but it is picking up, right? Especially when we start doing these live shows that are planning. That's an announcement coming later. Especially when we start doing these live shows, I think that we're going to, unstoppable nosebleed whenever I get on a plane. Let's assume that the unstoppable nosebleed won't like make you faint from losing that much blood, right? And I know you're thinking to yourself, well, I can just stop the nosebleed. It doesn't say it goes on forever. We know what it means. Also, we're using the word unstoppable. Get an unstoppable nosebleed whenever you get on a plane. That's going to be hard. It's going to be a lot of tissue paper, right? You can't really sleep, really. No one's going to really want to sit next to you. You're going to have to explain every time you get on a plane, you're going to have to explain, listen, I need to sit in an exit row and I need to have a cup, a large cup, preferably a bucket, and I'm going to be dripping. Or maybe just use napkins. But I mean, the napkins, eventually, if it's unstoppable, the napkins won't help. On the flip side, sandpaper as toilet paper, listen, that's a personal thing, but it's my life is going to be very inconvenient. I'll put it that way, right? Yes, if you want to use a bidet, yeah, I will allow that loophole on this question only because I personally do not like bidets. I don't like them. I don't like them at all. If I use sandpaper, I mean, I'm going to be wetting up that sandpaper, right? I'm going to be using the weakest sandpaper I can find, right? I will use the sandpaper. I think that there's less coarse sandpaper. God, I can't talk. I think there's less coarse sandpaper out there, in my opinion. So I would think that I could use sandpaper as toilet paper, and eventually the nerves in my butthole will be raw, and there won't be any feeling back there, which is fine. But I can't get an unstoppable nosebleed whenever I get on the plane. Yes, it's not really affecting you. You don't die or anything like that. But for me personally, if I'm just talking about me, I just don't want to do that. I don't want to be known as that guy. No one wants to be known as that guy, if we're being honest, right? So the pros and cons of sandpaper are it's a personal thing. No one's looking at you, right? But it is going to hurt a little bit, especially depending on the sandpaper you have. Pros and cons of unstoppable nosebleed, you don't have to fly, technically. You don't have to fly. If you're like a local person, right? If your family lives around you, then you can just do the unstoppable nosebleed, right? But then when you want to go overseas, just know you're going to have to explain to them, listen, I need a bucket, right? If this is going to be a 14-hour flight, I need a bucket. And we will be fair and we won't say the blood is rushing out your nose. Most nosebleeds are just regular old drip, 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 like that. Not like a river, right? No one punched you in the face. You know what I mean? So it's I'll be fair with you. But I'm going to do the sandpaper toilet paper because that's a personal thing. Would you rather bathe in a bathtub full of glitter or find out you've been using someone else's toothbrush for the past year? Damn. This is going to be a question that I'm saving for later also because this is hard. This is really hard. I don't know if you guys have ever dealt with glitter. Listen, when is this coming out? This is coming out in August. I won't be married by then, but my fiance had glitter on her dress, and I gave her a hug. And let me tell you, I am never doing that shit again. That's never. I am never hugging anyone with glitter on them ever again. I still, till this day, this was like 2 months. This was like a month ago. And occasionally I will still look in the mirror and see some random glitter on my cheek. And then I have to go out and people are thinking, oh, Kazeem's coming from a strip club. No, this was the glitter from a month ago. So now you're telling me I have to make a deal with the Tough Choice Monster and bathe in a bathtub full of glitter. I will have glitter on me for the next 3 years. If I bathe in a bathtub full of glitter, you're going to have glitter in every hole, your butt crack, right? Unless you're like clean shaved down there. Most men are not. Most men are just trimmed. Most men don't shave, but they should. You should trim your hairs, guys. Come on now. Have respect for yourselves. But it's like, yo, pubic hair, your regular hair, right? Maybe your head won't be submerged because no one really bathes and like dips their head in the water. But everywhere else is going to be the glitter, and we can't do that. Can we do that? Who knows? Find out you've been using someone else's toothbrush for the past year. Okay, that is more disgusting, and I'm trying to think of whether or not it's dramatic. I'm not going to lie. It really just depends on whose toothbrush it is, if we're being honest. Now, if you have a significant other, I will not be fair to you. I won't say it's your significant other's toothbrush. I will not say that. Let's say someone you find moderately attractive, but not attractive enough. We'll be fair in that regard. If that makes sense. Someone that you don't clearly hate, but you don't really like them like that. Someone you know, but someone you don't clearly hate, but you don't really like them like that. So what would you want to do? I don't think I can do the glitter. I think I'm going to have to find out I've been using someone's toothbrush for the past year. I think that'd be more of a psychological, what's wrong with me kind of thing. But I don't think I can just know the toothbrush thing. That's more of a psychological thing. I think that would be more of a psychological thing. I think that would be more of an embarrassment. I think that the only pro is that's kind of between you and that person. I can't really think of any. The cons is because you've been using a toothbrush. That's disgusting. The cons is that it is highly disgusting. Highly disgusting. People's mouths are trash. People's mouths are trash. I was watching a video the other day. There are people that let their dogs lick them in the mouth. And that is disgusting. I'd rather use a toothbrush for someone else from a year than let a dog lick my mouth for 1 second. In a heartbeat, I'd let a toothbrush for 1 year. I don't even know. I'd accidentally use a toothbrush for a year. For this decision, it comes down to one glaring thing that I can't get out of my head. Glitter is too hard to get rid of. And I just can't. I really just can't. And I think to myself, can I? And then I realize, no, I can't. I'm going to have to do the toothbrush. I'm going to have to find out I've been using someone's toothbrush for the past year. It's going to suck. It's going to suck. It's not ideal, but can I really, do you really, anyone who chooses glitter clearly hasn't dealt with glitter before. They're not an arts and crafts person. They're not really good at art. They're not good at like making things. They've never had to put glitter on glue before. So for me, I can't. I just can't. No, I'm good. Would you rather have a pouch like a kangaroo that Kanye West lives in, or receive daily cock slapping from The Rock? This is easy. I'll do the couch from the who wants to get slapped by The Rock? That's crazy. I'll do the couch. I'll do the couch. I'll do the pouch with Kanye. Everyone knows I'm a Kanye West fan. Kanye Omari West is the greatest artist of all time. Name another artist better than Kanye, and I will fight you. I don't even want you to speak. That wasn't even an invitation to email toughchoice@outlook.com. That was not an invitation. But name an artist that's more impactful to the culture than Kanye Omari West. And I can make the argument that that person is not right. Right? Yeah. This is not hard. You got to just do the cock. I'm not doing the cock. I can't do the cock slapping. That low key, that would be embarrassing though. If you do the cock slapping a day, and it's not even like once a month, it's every day. Every day you have to stop what you're doing to go get cock slapped by The Rock. Nah. I mean, you're probably going to get closer to The Rock, right? If it's every day, if he sees you every day, then eventually he might speak to you. You know, I don't know why I'm thinking he's going to come in. The Rock seems like a busy guy. So I'm thinking he's just going to come in, slap your cock, walk out. He's done for the day. He's going to say hi as he's coming in. He's going to say bye as he's leaving. And then he's just going to slap your cock and go. I don't think he's going to be able to do that by like maybe the 40th time. By the 40th time, he's going to want to sit down. He's going to want to have a conversation with you. He's going to want to know how this horrible decision came to light. You're going to be like, yo, I was on this podcast named Tough Choice with Kazeem Rahman, #ToughChoicePod. And I made this decision for me and my family. And he's going to be like, you know what? That's a noble thing. Right? And none of that will probably happen. But who knows? All right. Let's go through some what would you do's. You're supposed to meet your significant other's parents this weekend. But after digging into their family tree, you discover that their entire family is werewolves. What do you do? Then okay, I'm going to give you a scenario. Let's say I have been with someone for a year. Let's say that someone wants me to finally meet their parents. Let's say I do some digging around and I find out that they're werewolves. So in my opinion, I no longer have a significant other. If you're a werewolf, wait, is she a werewolf or is just her family of werewolves? Right? If she's not a werewolf, we're good. I'll be fair. I'm a good guy and I'm noble and I'm true to my word. If she's not a werewolf, we're good. If she is a werewolf also, then there's no way I'm going to be with a werewolf. I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. No, thank you. No, thank you. It doesn't matter what kind of, we're just talking werewolves now. If she was a vampire, it'd be no. If she was an elf, it'd be no. If she was a leprechaun, it'd be no. If she was a wizard, a witch, it'd be no. If she was an X-Men, maybe. I will change my rules for an X-Men. But it really just depends on like the powers. But for the most part, I don't want to have to deal with a werewolf. No, thank you. Everyone you send a greeting card to catches the common cold. What do you do? I will do absolutely nothing. This is pretty easy. The common cold. I will say this. It has to be worse than the common cold for me to even say a word. For me to even say a word, for me to even think that it was me first, it would have to be worse than a common cold, right? If I send greeting cards to 60 people and 60 of them catch the common cold, I'm probably still going to be like, oh, that's a coincidence. I'm not going to blame me, but if I send a greeting card to 60 people and then 60 of them get like, what can you cure? Chlamydia or some stuff like that. Then, I mean, maybe I'm going to think coincidence, but it's going to it can't just be a virus that you can cure. It can't be curable for me to say something. It can't be. If it's curable, I'm not saying a word. If it's incurable, I'm going to think it was a coincidence for a while, but then eventually I'll probably think it's me. And then I'll say something. But if it's curable, I don't care personally. All the city's superheroes mysteriously vanish. The mayor asks you to form a new superhero squad, but you and your friends don't have any special powers. What do you do? I don't do a thing. If all the superheroes mysteriously vanish, they're dead. I don't even understand the question. Why would the mayor ask me? I'm not Batman, right? Listen, I can get some guns together. I can get a couple bats together. I can get a couple sledgehammers. But for the most part, if your superheroes are gone, then the superheroes are gone, bro. If the superheroes are gone, then the superheroes are gone. There's no point. I don't care what the mayor is saying. We don't have any powers. Why are we trying to create superheroes? That's insane. To me, at least. You're a zebra living in the zoo. One day, a group of penguins asks you if you want to help them escape. The penguins want to go to the Arctic, but you want to go to Africa. What do you do? Then I can't work with them. What do you mean? If I'm a zebra and a bunch of penguins are like, yo, we want to go to the freezing weather where your species doesn't really survive. No. If I'm helping you escape, we going where I want to go. And why can't we just go our separate ways after we escape? Why? Why can't we just go our separate ways? Because I'm thinking if it's a jailbreak, we shouldn't stick together anyway. So if you want to go to Antarctica, that's fine. If I want to go to Africa, that should be fine also. If we stick together, we're more likely to get caught. Right? But if you see a zebra in its natural habitat, you're fine. If you see a penguin, natural habitat, you'll be fine. But if you see a zebra with a penguin in the Arctic, you about to get caught, sir. You're about to get caught immediately. So why would I do a jailbreak and then suddenly not follow basic jailbreak protocol? Basic jailbreak protocol. Don't stick together. That's insane. That's the end of what would you do. We really need a sound effect for what would you do. If you have one, email toughchoice@outlook.com. That is toughchoice@outlook.com. Let's continue. Would you rather have to wake up every morning by having your bed popping you into the air like a toaster, or burp ping pong balls? Usually I burp when I am eating a lot or drinking a lot. It's usually drinking a lot, or not drinking a lot. It's drinking fast. When I'm drinking faster, then I usually burp. But if I burp ping pong balls, and those are big, bro. If it was burp marbles, I'd probably be picking the marbles because it's just easier. But we're talking about burp ping pong balls. But then the other option is waking me up every morning, like by popping me into the air like a toaster. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I need to get woken up just like that. Sometimes I need to get woken up just like that. And you know what? I'm going to do the toaster thing. Because I feel like you're going to be up. Oh my goodness. If you have a bed that pops you into the air like a Pop-Tart, like a toaster strudel, like toast, like some frozen waffles. If you have something that pops you into the air like that, Come on, fam. Come on. You're going to be up. I'm ready to start my day if I get popped into the air. I'm going to do the popping. At first, I'm not going to lie, I was strongly considering the ping pong balls. But you have to remember, ping pong balls are pretty large, and so it will hurt. If you burp ping pong balls, it's going to be very painful. Just saying. Would you rather steal food from a stranger's plate every time you go out to eat, or approach every old person you see, steal their cane, and run away laughing? Wow. Wow. I think I'm going to do the old person. Only because I don't really care to fight. And I think this was a constant choice. I'm not sure. I have to go back and look at my notes. But if I'm stealing food off a stranger's plate, I could do it maybe at the end of a service. But either way, I'm going to get followed. All the places that I enjoy are dangerous and outside. If this was inside in a fancy establishment, I'll do what I want. But since it's outside, usually in a food truck establishment, in a shady area of town, I probably can't just be taking food off of people's plates. I can't put those together. That just doesn't feel right. Now, approach every old person you see, steal their cane, and run away laughing. I don't want to do that either, but it's highly unlikely that I'll get in trouble. I'll get in trouble. But when I say in trouble, I mean it's highly unlikely I'm going to have to physically fight someone over a cane. If I do it in front of the wrong people, I'm going to get chased. Definitely. Of course I'm going to get chased, right? At the same time, I'll probably get away, most likely. But also, there's a high percentage of old people that live with their kids or live with their grandparents, or that live with their kids or live with their grandchildren. So listen, I might want to take grandma's cane, but it's going to be a little hard because grandson is right there and he runs track. Does that make sense? Where it's like, I can take the cane and run away laughing, but I mean, I'm not going to get far. I'm not going to get far at all. I'm not going to get far. So who knows? You know what I mean? I'm still doing the cane. I don't really feel like fighting, but it's gonna be disheartening. It's gonna suck. I like to be a good person, especially when we're talking about old people. I like to be a good person. So if someone's saying that I have to take someone's cane, that's gonna be a little hard to swallow. One more would you rather, and then one more would you rather. One more, what would you do? And then two more would you rathers, and then we will wrap up, guys. You're a comic book villain, and one day you're doing an experiment and accidentally create a super evil villain who threatens to destroy the entire planet. What do you do? Okay. Does the evil person like me? I will say yes. I created you. Do you like me? Period. Next question. When it says threatens to destroy the entire planet, does it mean that they are actively threatening to destroy the entire planet? Or does it mean that they're definitely going to destroy the entire planet when they get the chance? Because if it's the first one, I feel like I can convince people to not do what they plan on doing. I can convince people to not do what they plan on doing. That's how I live my life. At the same time, I just created an evil supervillain, which means that the supervillain has powers, which means that I don't have powers, but the supervillain definitely has powers. So I'm probably going to die eventually. So for me, morality sake, if we're just talking morality, I mean, I will just go ahead and try to fight them off. I would try to stop the evil person. I would say, hey guys, my bad, but we got to handle this. I don't think anyone's going to trust me ever again if I'm just out here creating evil villains, but we'll see. Would you rather wake up tomorrow not remembering who anyone is, or be absolutely convinced you're in the center of a conspiracy that isn't true? Man, that is one to end on. I don't know. I will do the conspiracy. Because normally conspiracy theorists, I would only hope, and we don't know because there is a possibility of this. I would only hope that the conspiracy that I'm in doesn't fully affect my day to day. The problem with me saying that is that it says that I am in the center of a conspiracy, which means other people feel this way. Other people might feel this way. And I needed to tell people. And then they're going to be like, this isn't true. If I'm the center of a conspiracy, that's going to suck. If I'm in the center. But at the same time, let's just go back to that first option. I can't wake up not remembering who my family is. I'm just talking family. You wake up tomorrow not remembering who anyone is. Now, does it mean you can never figure it out? No, that does not mean that. It just means you're going to wake up, you're going to know who you are, but you're not going to know who anyone else is. Right? So there are certain people that would probably need to get some like 2-factor authentication so I know who you are. If I don't know who my mom is and suddenly I meet my actual mom, I'm going to need her ID. I'm going to need her birth certificate. I'm going to need her citizenship papers. You know what I mean? Like I need a bunch of verifying information to make sure you are who you are. Or I can just be a little paranoid. And the sad part is that I'm saying it like it's just a little paranoia. No, a little paranoia if I just believe the conspiracy theory. A lot of paranoia is when they think you are the center of a conspiracy theory. That is a whole different ball game. A whole different ball game. Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wake up and not remember anyone. Only because it's not like I will forget my family. I'm forgetting everyone. I'm legit forgetting everyone. And I think that's less of a shock. I definitely think that's less of a shock. Also, now that I'm really thinking about it, I can't do the conspiracy thing. That's too much. I'm going to be a maniac. I'm going to be a maniac with a tin hat on me saying the government's out to get me when no one's out to get me. It's going to be different. It's going to be vastly different. So I'm going to go ahead and not remember anyone's name and then try my hardest to remember. But in all fairness, some of the people I know can be forgotten. I don't talk to those people. Some of the people I know can definitely be forgotten. So that is something we will deal with and we'll just move from there. Guys, that is our episode. This has been Tough Choice with Kazeem Rahman. I've been your host, Kazeem Rahman. Find me online at Kazeem Comedy. That's Kazeem Comedy. Like, share, subscribe to this podcast. We're growing and we love it. Find our videos, our Tough Choice Versus series on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And if you have a Tough Choice question or a Mary Van Kill you want us to consider, email toughchoice@outlook.com. That is toughchoice@outlook.com. I've been Kazeem Rahman. You guys have been amazing. Bye.